This is really cutting edge. Let's give everyone a hand. So, just to start off, what inspired you to look at light and sound differently?
Well, my background was computer animation. So I was actually one of the first computer animators in Hollywood. And while doing that, I realized, well, everything's fake. I didn't even see movies anymore, because when I could see them, I see, what really is the reality. And I thought, if you see Star Trek Picard, and they would say Earl Grey tea, it just replicates. Now, a lot of the people where I was working in the special effects house, they'd drink coffee, energy drinks. I wasn't into any of that because it make me jittery and all of that. So why can't we just do like what we're making, replicate Earl Grey tea out of a replicator? They all thought I was crazy. I said, no, we're going to do this. So I just manifested it, and you just drank it. So it's true, we can make it happen. You're drinking, that literally is software code. So I'm still doing the same career, special effects, but instead of projecting images on a screen, we're now projecting computer code that affects people. And it can be in drinks. One of the key ingredients in there is silver, colloidal silver. So silver holds the program, it's a carrier. So when you drink that, it's delivering the information. One of those things is glutathione. So your body just wants the correct information. It doesn't have to be this. Everyone's always, had this physical substance. It's really just the information is all that's needed. So one thing led to the next, got into, the program. Actually, the first program actually was hydrogen. The greatest energy source would be the sun. I mean, this is like, that is actually the world's first true energy drink, because it's actually increasing your body's entropenic energy. And there's three main categories in this technology. Pain and inflammation it's like the world of pain and inflammation. Then we have the world of anti-aging, and then the world of brain nootropics. So you get those three going, everything's pretty much covered. And so what we have now is this red light device. So there's a lot of red light devices out there, but what makes this one different is we're taking a free ride on the red light highway. So yeah, it's red light, near infrared, but that's really not why you're getting this. You're getting this because as soon as, if you took a drink, food, like yesterday I bought, there were busy, not many choices, I bought a pizza down there. I wasn't worried about it because I just do that over the pizza. The key to the technology is we can't change matter, but we can change the way matter behaves. So a chemist would say this is, flour and cheese. A physicist with the correct equipment would say, well, from what I see, this is spinning, vibrating, or moving like glutathione. Well, how's cheese and flour behaving like glutathione? So both are going to disagree. However, the net result is you're getting the result of glutathione. So the main ththing why people buy this is for obviously pain, and it works, and it goes right through the clothes. That doesn't matter. And so that was the first. Now the gel, actually we have nano silver in here, which basically does the same thing. So I eat this gel every day. You can rub it on your face before you go to bed in the morning, and at bed at night in the morning, you're gonna definitely look younger. So that's the gel, and I brush my teeth every day with this. It's great for that. Now the other thing is the flask. So whatever you put in this flask is gonna turn it into that energy drink. So you can just make your own energy drink. You put water in there, it'll program the water to be with all the, all different frequencies that's going to be there. Now you want to have a serious party, just fill the flask with water and throw it in a swimming pool. It'll sink to the bottom. It'll charge the entire swimming pool. It'll turn that swimming pool into very expensive water. Now a lot of people say, there's a lot of talk about structured water. I'm like so far, I've been actually I'm the guy that imported the first hydrogen technology from Japan in the United States. So I'm way ahead of everyone on this thing. Now, a lot of people say pH, alkalinity. Well, pH stands for potential hydrogen. So let's forget about alkalinity. Let's talk about the real issue is you want hydrogen. Hydrogen is what fuels your ATP synthesis to produce energy. So first, that's that subject. So the next step is, well, what's the ultimate energy source? Who knows what that is? Who? Anyone? What?
The sun?
Congratulations, you won. The sun. So the sun is obviously, it's emitting hydrogen frequency. And anyone that says, oh, this frequency thing is a joke, it's fake, pseudoscience, well, if the hydrogen frequency wasn't being emitted from the sun, life as we know it would not exist. Because the hydrogen cycle is the sun emits the frequency, it hits the soil, plants grow from photosynthesis, the cattle eat the plant, they break that down into getting, Albert St. Gore did the whole paper, over 100 years ago on hydrogen. He actually won a Nobel Prize on it. Hydrogen is what we run on. Now, the powers that be don't want you to know this. So the cattle break down, spend a huge amount of energy to break down this plant matter, and then it turns into a steak. Then we eat the steak to extract the hydrogen out. So there's a lot of things happening here to make us go, well, why don't we skip all of that and just drink the sun? So that's what this is. You're just drinking. Well, so there's physical hydrogen, and then there's frequency hydrogen. The problem with hydrogen, it's very unstable because it's the lightest atomic element, and as soon as you make it, it evaporates into the air because it's hydrogen. That's a whole other 3-hour talk in itself. So then, well, let's just do the frequency of hydrogen. So take all of this has hydrogen in it. So when you drink the frequency, you don't have to worry about it not being stable because it's always stable. So we covered those things. So now we can go into a little more deeper stuff here on the, before I go any further, because I can cover a lot of material fast, does anyone have any questions or comments or anything?
Those that you work with in Japan, could you tell me, they were working with hydrogen or they were working with water?
Well, it was actually, the whole beginning of the hydrogen was a doctor in Japan. He was a cardiac surgeon, and he developed it was called the hydrogen stick. And it was basically, magnesium elements that were in this stick that you put in water, calcium and magnesium would have this reaction. And when you put the stick in a bottle of water, it had to be sealed. You'd see little bubbles coming off. It was basically generating hydrogen gas. So you had to keep the bottle sealed before you drank it. You had to shake it up to get the hydrogen gas back in there. And if you open it, you'd actually hear the gas come out the hydrogen. So that was, and I met him, and I thought this would be a hit. Let's get your product into that. So I actually imported the world's first hydrogen generating devices in this country from Japan. But he was difficult to work with in business, so I just, that didn't work out. So anyway, the frequency of hydrogen is just a lot easier and more efficient because you don't have to worry about generating this hydrogen gas, which is complicated and always wants to evaporate. Now hydrogen, there's a lot of machines that generate hydrogen. They're all great. I'm a big fan of hydrogen. I wouldn't be making frequency of hydrogen if I wasn't a fan of it. But I just want something fast, easy, and efficient to generate, because we're busy. We've got things to do. We don't have an hour to sit around and generate hydrogen.
The reason I asked the question, my wife and I are members of the American Hydrogen Society. And I was invited to Moscow in the 1980s, and the Russians were running experimental planes only on hydrogen.
Yeah, hydrogen's, now a lot of people don't also realize there's different variations of hydrogen. Hydrogen changes throughout the day. And in the morning, it's more red. In the evening, hydrogen has colors, like what a concept. So in the evening, it goes, more, and that you could think of as the infrared. Now, I'm sorry, the morning is the infrared, the evening is more the ultraviolet range. Oh, go ahead, yeah.
So, the hydrogen baths that people are doing are quite expensive. Do you have a way of creating?
Yeah, this is simple. Just fill this with water so it has weight, or put rocks in it. I don't care. Throw this in a bathtub or in a swimming pool that will be vibrating at the rate of hydrogen plus a lot of other things. Yeah, but hydrogen. Go ahead.
So is it similar to homeopathics?
Yeah, I call it actually quantum homeopathy.
Yeah.
So homeopathic medicine based on little, so you keep dosing less and less, makes it more powerful. but that's in the chemistry world. So what is this? So I came up with this term, quantum homeopathy. So we're just using a tiny bit of frequency to influence a lot. Now, someone who really truly knows about crystals, you don't need to buy a giant crystal. Just a little shard of a crystal does the exact same thing as a giant geode.
How can you measure the frequency? Let's say if you were to put it in a bathtub, how can you see that? How do you measure it?
Well, there is equipment you can get. It's expensive and complicated, but a far easier way is you can test the result. Like you can do muscle testing, you can do blood testing. You could use, basically devices that take pictures of heat sensitive. It shows you the hot and cold spots on a body, and it'll have some posted on the website, where it'll show you how it's reducing pain and inflammation before and after.
Just a quick question.
Yeah.
So, isn't there a hydrogen constant? And did you vary that?
Well, no, hydrogen is always in flux, so then we have to go back kind of in the, so
Is that a spectral line and then down from there? Is that what's going on?
right, the guy, correct, that part is correct. Now the guy, if you want to bring up a little more on that, I can address that some more.
Well, there's called the hydrogen constant.
Right.
There's a frequency that it's at when it's in light.
Right.
And so I would think that anything else that would be in other materials would be a harmonic of that.
Right. Yeah, it has, everything has octaves.
Sure.
And it's the same with hydrogen. It is a constant, but it's also constantly changing. The big joke is the only constant is change.
Okay.
Right, so that's what that. Now the other thing, what binds everything together is actually implosion. It's not like they teach you electron, basically like where every electrons are holding everything together. But really is what holding everything together is implosion. So if you take a picture of an atom that's with non-electrical microscopes, there's only one guy that had, oh, here's a prize. Does anyone know who the only guy is that invented, the first, most famous one, everyone?
Royal Rice.
Correct, bingo. Yeah, that was a great question if you wanted. So Raymond Royal Rife, so someone who studied Rife a lot showed me the pictures, and I said, well, what do you see here? Actually, we'll look it up. Let me see if I can find a Raymond Royal Rife picture.
You're covering the whole spectrum.
I actually shared the Rife microscope being put back together by this guy John Crane. And the missing part was the crystals, the lenses. There you go.
Oh, here, they're not really the ones that those aren't.
So you're pushing the envelope to hydrogen as one of our unique energy sources.
I'm not going to be able to find. Let's take one more shot here.
I want to get into sound.
Do you want to see one of the microscopes? Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, this isn't really a picture I like, but they have pictures where he shows the atom up close. So what I showed the guys that what's holding the atoms together, the electron, what's holding the electron to the proton and the neutron is not an electrical charge. It's a tornado that's imploding. And actually, when he looked at it, he said, okay, this is Rife genius, like talking to everybody. He said, no one ever showed this to me. But it's actually an implosion field is what's holding everything together.
Correct.
Everything is held together by implosion. And if someone isn't talking like that, I say, very nice, have a nice day. I have things to do.
Totally get it.
Yeah, and so that's where that's at. And the other interesting thing is, well, now we'll get into some more complicated math stuff here, is there's actually 256 dimensions. There's 256 dimensions. There is no such thing as time or randomness. The only reason everyone here, everything that's going on is in complete synchronicity and is in perfect math. And the only reason why we perceive this thing called randomness or time, if anyone's wearing a watch, get rid of it. It's enslaving you in an illusion. The only reason why we perceive this thing known as time and these random, we think are random things, because normal people, which obviously I'm not one of those, has a limited view of reality. You're only able to see this little 3-octave, XYZ axis. Now when you advance your consciousness and hit up into higher conscious states, you start piercing the envelope, and then you start to see everything is an illusion, Maya, fake, and all of it. I don't know, call it fake, what's fake, what's real, but you're just opened up to more and seeing what's going on. Any more comments on that?
Let's see. Okay, so I have a reverse osmosis thing that puts hydrogen in water.
Yeah.
So I make, so I pour off a gallon. Does that then disintegrate or something?
Yes, as soon as something generates hydrogen gas and puts it in the water, it immediately starts evaporating out. Now it'll stay in there maybe for up to about an hour. There's still a lot of potential hydrogen in there, but after a few hours, the majority of it has been gone. The other thing you always want to do is drink water with minerals, because just completely pure RO water isn't technically dead water, because minerals are life source. You need that. Okay, any other interest?
The 256 dimensions.
Right.
A mathematician from UC Berkeley by the name of Saul Paul Sirach had worked out that many years ago. This is something that you inherited or something you figured out?
Well, no, actually, we'll jump into the next subject here. A little surprise you guys don't know about is you go over to this thing, GCFET, you see GCFAI. So we're actually an AI company in disguise. Surprise. So we have a new way to do math with the new supercomputer and algorithms. So what's driving AI right now is all the systems out there, Google, Microsoft, OpenAI, they're AGI, that's artificial general intelligence, which really isn't intelligent. They need neural networks that have a large language model. They need training and learning. They consume huge amounts of power and water for cooling. Okay, all of that is obsolete because we have this new way to do math, because they're crunching math the old way. So we have a new way to do math, and it's very much like the movie Dune, where we take a mathematical problem and then we shift it up into one of these higher dimensions. It gets solved, and then we bring it back down to a lower dimension. So the reason why, without a shadow of a doubt, and I'd like to learn more about that guy, I know it's 256 dimensions because the math and the programming are telling us so. And it's accurate, that's the way it's working, it's perfect. So I didn't know about that guy, but that's interesting, it's validating what we discovered. So the way all those, all the other AI, they're AGI, we're ASI. So ASI can program itself. So when we first turned on this new way, so about 20 years ago, one of the people I'm working with discovered this whole AI system, there's no future in it because it uses too much. He predicted where we are today 20 years ago. It uses too much power and water. So he came up with this whole new way to do math. And so you could take $1 million, NVIDIA is, the reason why they're worth so much is they run these parallel processors. And the reason why the company is worth so much, people need those to run, crunch hash for crypto or to run AI. So we already did this experiment. You could take an NVIDIA cube that's $1 million, and we did a handwriting analysis program on it. And it did that handwriting analysis program. It took a while to do it, but it completed it, and that was done. Now you could go to Best Buy, buy a $600 laptop, put our proprietary software system on there, and it'll be done in a few seconds. So that's the tremendous difference in the way this math works. So one of the, so obviously as we're working with this, and I have a Hollywood background in animation, I thought when it was first turned on with this new programming set, within a 12-hour period, it taught itself, okay, 1 + 1 = 2. Within 12 hours, it went from that to learning itself on its own, the highest differentiational, calculus, math problems that existed. It did the entire human history of mathematics from beginning to the most, where we are today, in 12 hours. So once that was done, it took the team a whole year to look at what it did. So obviously that was pretty profound. So after that, okay, this is obviously very powerful. Now ASI, you'll hear, I don't even watch the YouTube videos anymore about AI because they're like ancient technology AI. They're AGI. ASI can self-program itself. So I thought, okay, well I think rendering time making movies takes a lot of power. So coming out soon, and actually if you go to the Grand Canyon Foundation website and you go under this link here, GCF Tech, there's going to be a new video here with Grand Canyon that was made with the new generation of our system. It'll be ready to the public in about 6 to 9 months from now. We'll just license it out. This, by far, it's going to really shake up Hollywood in a big way. I'll just leave it at that. But the way the interface is designed, you will be able to make the equivalent of a $200 million movie off a laptop. I completely guarantee it. That's how powerful it is. Now, the ones that are out there, Sora, Gemini, OpenAI has, their Sora system. Google Gemini, Microsoft Copilot. You got to put in the prompts, and you never really get what you want. So our system is like a whole new interface world. So there's all these different worlds in there, and it doesn't matter which one you go into. You can just go create a movie. Maybe you want to go create a script, and you have an idea. It'll create the script. You want the storyboard. There's about a tremendous amount of AI agents working together to make the end vision. And so let's say you don't quite like the sound score. So, hey, then you just jump in. The sound has, composer, the piano player, just the music system alone would have tremendous amounts of different AI agents in its world. Now, you don't want to be dealing with 500 different composers, and sound effects engineers and all that. So there's a master AI agent who will take care of them for you. Now you want to drill down in there and be a control freak. Yeah, you can go do that. So you're basically, a laptop and you is the equivalent of a $1 billion Hollywood studio.
So could that source or person be called a master control?
Right, yeah.
Because the keys of Enoch speak of master control.
Oh, okay.
In search of the human biocomputer.
Yeah, then we're right on the same, everything's lining up. I didn't know that. And so now one of the things, the hardest thing, this is actually my idea, but okay, let's configure this thing, obviously to generate movies. So the hardest thing to do, and AI can't do, is take a still image and animate it. There's no AI system that can do that, because it doesn't know the difference what a wagon cart is in front of the building, because it doesn't have that intelligence. So this is actually one of the first things we animated, so we picked the hardest thing first. And I'll let you show this right here. Let's actually go to YouTube and watch this.
There you are.
Oh, I don't think we have sound, but that's all right.
Now, does your system hallucinate?
What?
Does your system hallucinate?
Good question. Do computers have dreams of electric sheep? The sound's great, but you'll get the idea here. Oh yeah, we're going to talk about sound. Remind me to get into the sound. So these were just still images, obviously taken from over 100 years ago. We brought to life. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, you're hired. There's no AI system out there that can do this, and this is old for us already.
But this was done with the system you're
Ours,
talking
yeah, only
about.
ours
Okay,
can do
got it.
this. No one else. This is actually AI all here, but this isn't the real good AI that's coming up.
Incredible.
still picture,
Make it real.
boom, animated. No one can do that. Boom, animated. This one's amazing. Yeah. I mean, the mathematics that are pulling this off are mind blowing.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. This is just the warm up. Oh, no, we had a large cast and crew. We had to pay them a lot of money and a lot of craft services, and they were emotionally difficult to work with. Almost gave me a nervous breakdown. It was very
That was the
difficult.
robots you had to work with.
Here, they're all listed right here.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, it's dominated
Yeah.
by one person.
Yeah, so you get the idea on that. So, and we obviously made new advancements and developments. So in about a week from now, 2 weeks, if you go back here, you'll see the Grand Canyon. Now we will talk, we'll get to this now, I'm going to talk about the Grand Canyon. So the reason you're wondering, why is this thing called the Grand Canyon Foundation? This doesn't make any sense. What's this guy have all this advanced tech? So originally, this was like 5 different companies, C Corporation and this corporation, that corporation, we're going to go public and, make billions of dollars on the stock market and all of that. So then, of course, fate intervenes, and I'm in Arizona, bored one night, figuring out things, scrolling through different websites, and I see they're having a protest, like in 2 days, at the Grand Canyon for the Pinyon Plain uranium mine. I'm like, this is insane. What? I thought this has got to be a joke. So anyway, I go up to the protest. It was the first one, and sure enough, 6 miles from the South Rim, the National Park Service and the U.S. government allowed a uranium mine to open up shop. And right now, as we speak, they are drilling for uranium 6 miles from the South Rim, which is probably the biggest ecological over in the Kaibab National Forest. But first they're drilling in a Havasupai ancient sacred land. Okay, really bad thing to do to begin with. On top of it, it's an ancient aquifer. So they're drilling and disrupting these ancient aquifers. I obviously know a lot about water. You don't mess with ancient aquifers. Then on top of it, all that activity they're doing is disrupting the soil and the rock, the formations. So it's releasing, heavy metals into the water, lead, mercury. So now all the water goes down into the Havasupai tribe. They're getting sick. They can only drink they live in the most beautiful, pristine environment in the world. Now they have to drink bottled water because the water in their sacred environment is making them sick. Now all of that water obviously goes in the Grand Canyon, which now comes to here, which is contaminating all of the water in Southern California. And they hired the Havasupai tribe, the Center for Biological Diversity, and the Grand Canyon Trust, a few other people, launched a massive lawsuit, some brilliant lawyers. Oh, if you go to the homepage, what I did, here's the court case right here. There's a Word version you can search through in the PDF version. This case is exactly 2,200 pages. They litigated the clash of the titans. At the end of the day, the company who is operating the uranium mine, the U.S. Forest Service, and the U.S. government corporation won. So there's nothing stopping them now from drilling the uranium mine. So I thought, I'm extremely advanced in law, and I was kind of surveying the current situation. I was thinking, these guys don't have a chance, it's over. So here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to take trillions of dollars worth of advanced technology. I'm going to throw it all in the Grand Canyon Foundation. We're going to make $100 million movies with this AI system, and we're going to release all of these products. We're going to bring such huge global awareness to this issue, And this foundation is going to be probably the most wealthy, powerful, environmental thing. We'll probably have an operating income of like hundreds of billions of dollars. We're not going to have to ask anyone for money. Hey, you want to donate to us? Well, not a problem. We'll give you some products, but we're actually going to be, selling products people want, bringing awareness, generating revenue, so we can figure out how to deal with this company that's doing the uranium mine. Obviously, we want it out of there. So we have a few options. We can litigate them out of existence, and if they look at our track record, they'll know they'll lose. We'll say, look, here's how we litigate. We could battle it out. The difference between you and us is we don't charge because we do our own work. You're gonna have to hire $10,000 an hour attorneys, burn up legal bills, go for a while. We could go that route. The other route is, hey, how much is your ultimately, how much uranium is in that? Then let's talk about the uranium they're pulling out. They say, oh, it's not dangerous. No, actually, I'm a very good investigator because I can investigate quantum entanglement. I just have a natural way to find the right people at the right time. When they pull that uranium out, they say, oh, it's low levels, doesn't do anything. Oh, really? So then why, when you pull it out, the guys who work there feel this electricity all over them? Yeah, obviously they're getting exposed to radiation. So no, it's not safe. So the other way is we could just buy them out. Okay, there's how much? $100 million worth of uranium. You got to spend $50 million to pull out. These numbers are actually lower. I'm exaggerating numbers. So you got to spend. Ultimately, it's a transactional. So what if just take this amount of money. We buy uranium mine from you, your whole operation, and then we'll just turn it into a tourist park and shut it down and clean up the mess you made. Now, fortunately, they did make a very big mess. It's going to be a big problem to clean up, but fortunately we have some new innovative quantum tech, we can fix that. So there's that. So now that we did so that is our main mission, is to shut the Pinyon Plain mine down. That single focus of purpose. And obviously other environmental causes, sacred land, air, and water is our mission statement. So the other thing we're going to be doing is building the compound of science and art. I'll give you a little preview of the site. So the compound of science and art, the concept of this community, and this website's the press is going to be updated and everything, is basically an innovation hub. Oh, there's that guy. So what's going to happen here? What I noticed is I'm actually very good in business and law. Most scientists aren't. So anyone can. So they can live there and work. Now we're going to get into sound because we're limited on time here. So if you come into the Newport A room, is the red light sound and frequency room. So there's 3 ways to do sound. One is point source, so like speakers to a point. Another way is linear, and then a new way is we call planar, a planar wave. So the way these speakers project sound is you could have them here and you could listen to it. You could go a mile that way and listen to it, and it'll be the same. Now, normal speakers, that would be impossible, but we have a new way to deal with magnets and moving things. So, like, here's an example. I had a guy who had very sensitive eardrums. I had the speakers on really loud with classical music, and he was in his 70s. He said, this doesn't hurt my ears. He said, this is the first time in my life I've ever heard music that didn't hurt my ears. The reason why is it's not using sound to move the waves, which is really a massively inefficient way to move information. So that's how this speaker system is working on that.
Can I ask this guy who's a sound expert, what do you think of that, Alan, or the back?
Well, I looked at the speaker that's set up.
Yeah.
And is each speaker on its own amp?
No, it's all on 1 amp.
On 1 amp? Wow.
Yeah, 1 amp.
Well,
You can look at the back. There's 1 amp in the room and 1 cord that goes.
Yeah. That was the question, because there's 96 little speakers in this thing. It's an audio array.
Yeah.
And then you got me stumped. I don't know why it does what it does yet. So
Yeah, that's.
I need to look into it farther.
Yeah.
It's certainly possible. I'm going to say
What
that.
does it do with that, what it does? What did you do? How did you create that?
Well, it's a lot of the way using an innovative way to use magnetic technology. that would be another whole 3-hour talk in itself. But now, there's two parts to that sound system. One is obviously just it sounds great audio. The other thing, oh, by the way, if anyone wants to earn a side income, you can go sell this stuff. And we need you selling the stuff. Yeah, you'll earn commission, but then we need the money to solve a mine.
Okay.
So the other thing is the sound is also carrying the frequency. So while you're listening to that sound, you're getting like a glutathione dose. So you could actually have a movie. So the end result is we're going to have an immersion center. We'll have it'll be like a self-contained ecosystem. So our AI soft will have like 10,000 of these speakers in a theater. Obviously, that's a lot of audio mapping going on. That's okay, because when you make your audio track with 10,000 tracks on it, we have the AI system that can help you map that audio track. So you make your movie, then you need somewhere to play your movie. So we'll have these immersion centers. You play it there. So the light will obviously be emitting all the frequency nutrients, and the sound will be doing it. This is going to completely revolutionize the entertainment industry. The world, as you know, 10 years from now, people will be looking at the movie experience today like we look at people who watch silent films in black and white, like, wow, how boring, what a pathetic life those people had. They didn't have this immersion tech. It's going to completely and blow up. Now, this thing of, opening week of this movie, that's over. The new way is movie on demand. Movie theaters will just turn into like, you rent a theater. Like Uber, Grubhub, or all the other things. Hey, I'm gonna rent that theater. I'm gonna have some friends come over, and we're gonna watch this new movie I just made off of the GCF AI system. And it'll just be like this, like every day, 10,000 new movies will be opening all over the world. So we're just gonna license that out. So little did you know this is what kind of talk.
Can you give us examples of the music? Is that possible?
I don't have that all on here yet, sorry. In about a week, there'll be more up here.
One of my famous students was Robert Blaylock, who did the music effects for George Lucas. Set the whole new chapter back in the 1970s.
Oh, now the cool thing we'll be able to do this is add in these, as the frequency nutrient technology as like this delivery track in there. It'll be like encoded with that.
It's really cool. I'd like to see the data when the studies that you're doing.
Oh yeah, so you could have, so here, the website doesn't, in about a month, the shopping cart system will be turned on. It's not ready. It'll have an affiliate system too, so anyone that wants to be an affiliate can sign up here. So if you go under product research, I think it's here. Yeah, here we go.
So we're looking at a whole new renaissance.
Yeah.
You and your colleagues.
Oh, wrong one.
You've done this really out of pocket, so.
Oh yeah, just.
I guess one
Oh,
of
yeah,
my
this was
colleagues
done-
here in this auditorium, is this is a boy that represents equal, if not stronger than Elon Musk.
Here's someone that had obviously pain in their knee. This was done at SciTech Labs, independent lab. Gaeton's a genius. A lot of people in here should genius. And they did with this technology. The VAS scale you see before was at 5, which is right in the middle pain. It went down to 2 in a matter of minutes. So you could see,
Less inflammation.
yeah, greatly reduced. I mean that right there went a big reduction in the inflammation.
What
Is that a heat signature?
Yeah, heat signature.
Okay,
It's all on the website. You could read the whole thing.
okay.
Yeah, well, that's cool.
We'll be doing a lot more. I'm just moving as fast as we can with.
So SciTech is a handful of guys working with you, or is it
The
expanding?
SciTech Labs is the most innovative validation lab in San Diego County, near Encinitas. And they specialize on subtle energy research.
Sorry, what did you say the name was?
It's right on the website. You could go under the research.
Subtle Lab?
SciTech Labs.
Oh, SciTech.
They're in near Encinitas. Actually, I think the address is right on there somewhere. Gaeton's the lead researcher. Oh no, but yeah, if you just Google the name SciTech Labs, they'll come up. Any other questions before we?
Do you have experiment with anything like Atmos?
Do what?
Atmos audio?
Oh, we're way beyond that. That would be like, say, let's do an experiment with an 8-track tape player. I'm like, well, why?
Right, this is way more precise.
Yeah.
So a question on the sound and the sound system, all right?
Yeah.
So the speaker's giving off, audio bandwidth.
Right.
Tops out 16 or 20. Is there other stuff that's coming off above that, or is it still all nested in the sound?
It's all nested in the sound. Now, obviously, the frequency nutrient packets are not measurable. They're off that, but they're being delivered.
Okay.
That's all I can.
And the one speaker column that's there?
Yeah.
A person would use multiple of them to do this other immersive thing? You'd have a bunch of them?
Well, that's enough right there. One of those, that one speaker set is obviously can do that could do a massive room. Now,
No, I understand, but if you're talking about object-oriented, can you, with that speaker, create an object that's JJ talking there and her?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, all the location stuff is still from that one unit?
Yeah, that could be done. But what I would do in the immersion center, not have it like that, just have individual speakers, maybe mounted around.
Right, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's waveform synthesis?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go ahead.
Is this the first that you know using magnetics for pulse sound?
No, people have been using it. These are magnetic too, but this is just a different way to apply the magnetics that is more advanced than nobody's.
It feels much softer.
Yeah, the cool thing is when you go in the Grand Canyon room, Newport A room, no matter where you stand in the room, normal audio, you have this perfection point. When you're outside of that, you hear this distorted sound, but the sound's pretty much crystal clear everywhere in there. There's no distortion. It's incapable of distortion. Well, I would say completely incapable, but nothing. I mean, we're
Well, it's based on the source material.
yeah, correct, yeah.
Now, I've seen other red light units. What is different than?
Yeah, that's a good question. One thing I'm actually thinking the bane of my existence is even to use the word red light, because everyone associates this with red light. I'm just using red light to carry the information, or really a biophotonic software nutrient deliver human optimization 2.0 system. But no one would understand that. We wouldn't sell anything and we wouldn't make any money, so we couldn't shut down the mine. So we've got to keep it simple. Red light's popular, so we just use the word red light. But red light, think of it as a highway is cars are driving, so that's red light, the cars. What I'm doing is adding people in the cars that are like things like glutathione, stem cell, vitamin C, so these nutrients. So when you get impacted with the light or the sound, I don't care what medium is, I'm programming everything. It's effective. We're the world's first human software company. We create software that changes you. Thanks. Whether you want to be younger, I mean, we have anti-aging salt. Obviously, I'm 59 years old under high stress, high work, and I don't look like it. And every time I see someone, 6 months later, I keep looking younger. So we have anti-aging, simple, easy salt. It's done. Let's move on to more complicated.
And how would you deliver? So how would you deliver that to people on the internet? Would it have to be the technology?
Well, right now it's in that room. You like this technology. Just put this on whatever, and you drink it, and you got your anti-aging. Or take the gels, which I gave them all the way, and then rub them on. Do that. Drink this. These are all doing the things. And oh, by the way, who knows what state the Grand Canyon is in? Well, you said it first, so. Yeah. So, we got one more question here.
Some more questions.
Who has a question?
Well, have you're a kind of an inventor of sound and light. Is there a way you can kind of pull them together?
Yeah, everything. So what happens when you go in that room, this is actually the first time in history this has ever been done. When you drink that liquid, it has the nanosilver in it. So you have the frequency flowing through your blood because you have the nanosilver in you. We are in the matrix right now. So then when you go in the room, the light is also delivering the exact same frequency set, and the sound is delivering. So you got this 3-point vector. So it's physically in you, so it's picking up that resonant field because it's creating a harmonic. the light's delivering it, and the sound is vibrating it. If you don't have it changed, or I had some guys, I set that up in a different format in another place. And these very sophisticated European, they're actually Greek guys, they're like way high-end music producers. They do all these magical mushroom journeys, like super, they're unbelievably, they inherited a lot of money. They were young, hip, and cool. I set the speaker system up, not as advanced as that one, it didn't exist then. And I had them do the drink, listen to the sound, turned on one red light panel. They sat in there for about half an hour. When they came out, they said that is the most profound spiritual experience we ever had in our life, and we're completely mental, clear, and coherent.
This is the great genius, because you're offering this higher experience without drugs.
Yeah,
Or
right.
what we call psychotropic medicine.
You want clarity. Clarity
Before you
and
go, we could see that wonderful situation in New York again.
Oh yeah, you'll play it again. Now, who know, yeah, you'll play it again over here.
It's really beautiful.
And this can be one example. The whole 19th century can be revitalized.
Oh yeah.
I've got a whole stack of films from Japan, black and white, that can be revitalized.
Hey, Josh, take the sound out so we can still talk. Yeah, okay.
AI then put the soundtrack down just out of its own queuing, no precondition.
So the piano part was composed by AI.
This is all AI, 100%.
And what does it use? It just knows, or it has you say, I want something like this, and then it does it?
Yeah, we'll have to do another. We'll obviously be doing seminars on that.
Yeah, okay.
You can see this on the website
This is
too.
old photos.
This is definitely the most advanced talk at Conscious Life Expo. You would all have to agree.
No, it's fabulous. I love what you're doing.
I mean, we covered everything.
Pay attention, this is fabulous.
You see it?
Yeah, that's great. Are you doing this now? Are you working in this area? John?
So we took the most difficult thing, a still picture, and animated. There's no AI system in the world that can do this, except, of course, ours.
Go back in time.
It'd be crazy to see that with your own camera.
Wait till you see the one in about a week from now. I wanted to have it ready by now, but
What is it?
It's all right, this is
it'll
mind
be the
blowing
Grand
out.
Canyon, but
And there's more.
yeah.
What instruction did you give to create the music that way?
Well, I don't have time to get into that now because we're gonna wrap it up. So who traveled here the furthest? Who's the furthest? Mount Shasta. Anyone further from Mount Shasta? Oh, I'm from Pittsburgh.
What?
Oh, here you go.
Pittsburgh
to
people
Pittsburgh,
produce
yeah, Pittsburgh. Yeah, yeah. Pittsburgh. We have we say words like "red up the room," "chip and chop TM." Yeah, Permani Brothers. Yeah. Iron City Beer, Klondike, Isley's.
Which district?
I'm from Murraysville, East.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can we qualify Pittsburgh, California?
Oh no.
All right.
Those are
Is there any last questions or kind of?
Those are water.
Philippines.
Yeah. Well, I lived in the Philippines. Yeah. Red Ribbon Bakery.
Josh, just as a big meta view, okay? I have a book and I want to make a movie. Is
Yeah.
this all part of what
Oh,
the?
yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. If anyone has a book they want to turn into a movie, we can do it today. No, the interface isn't ready.
I have the epic for you.
The interface isn't ready for the public. We're still working away on that. So it's confidential, I can't quite tell you everything. But the software actually works. So if someone has a book
Yes.
that you want animated, we have time and effort, we're gonna have to charge.
I have the ultimate project for you.
So we'd have to get that funded or whatever, but we can animate, we can turn, so anyone has, someone that has a book or whatever, we can turn that into a Disney movie, like we can actually animate it. We'll have to do it on the back end because the interface isn't ready.
You'll make a
So-
gazillion dollars from this
So
one.
you go bring the project, you cut a deal, whatever. So yeah,
All right, we're doing
that's
it.
all possible today.
We'll do it.
We could make it $2 million.
Okay, great. Any other?
So I just kind of stumbled in here, and it sounds like I should stumble over to the room at the
Yeah,
light
Newport
therapy.
A. Yeah, we're gonna be open late tonight.
You will?
Yeah.
So how does the drinking that water relate to the biophotonic healing?
Basically 3-point vectoring. So the water has, like in the movie The Matrix, when the water has nano silver in it. The nano silver is vibrating. The underlying science is we can't change matter, but we can change the way matter behaves. Technically, that's silver. Why do I like silver? Because silver holds frequency very well. You just drank liquid EMF protection. You just drank your EMF protection, plus glutathione and a lot of other stuff. So it's physically silver, but it's emitting the program of all these very powerful substances that help optimize you to where you want to be. So now that's in your body. You go in that room. The light is now impacting your body. We're meant to receive light. We're really light beings. Here are the light geniuses right here. Do a 3-hour talk on that. And then sound also. Now when you hear those speakers, you're hearing it beyond your human ears. You're like every cell in your body is receiving that information. So you got these 3 different vector points hitting you. That's why it produces this incredibly profound effect. If you haven't realized by now, I'm completely Asperger, OCD, obsessed with this stuff. It's all I focus on and work on 24/7. I'm not interested in the Super Bowl. If you talk light and sound, you'll have and you buy me a steak dinner, you have my undivided attention.
Can you drink too much of it?
No,
Is there a
impossible. You
limit?
can't overdose on frequency. Now, the silver part, medical science would say you should only, consume certain limited amounts. That's their world. But follow your own intuition and doctor's advice. Always consult with your
So we
doctor.
can come by tonight.
Yes, we'll be over there. As soon as here, I'll be
right
over there.
now from here?
Yes, you can come
Oh.
over from here to there.
Well,
And JJ is buying everyone steak and lobster.
let's move the party over.
With the frequency one.
Charge it to the center of future sciences.
He's the guy that's going to make the Cultural Revolution
Oh,
work.
now if you ever come out to Arizona, Clarkdale, we actually have a 35, it's actually, the biggest joke is the most powerful vortex in Sedona is not in Sedona, it's in Clarkdale, where we have 21 million tons of slag that's this vortex ormus type material. It's like 10, 20 stories high, there's 21 million tons of it. When you're standing on that, you feel the most profound, you could actually see the time distortion field on the edges. JJ was there, Alan was there, Desiree was there.
This is banana water?
No, it's just, it's colloidal silver, but I added it's electrolyte flavoring. Oh, go ahead.
How could we bring such water at home? Is it available or?
Well, I would just sell you the powder, and you go make your own water.
I have one other question, and it's touch back a minute. We talk about dimensions, okay?
Right. That's where I want to go.
Can you help me understand the different dimensions? Is it a different density? What's the differential between dimension 1 and
Doesn't
dimension
no
2?
matter. There's no matter in these different dimensions.
All right, but it's frequency?
Yeah,
Okay, so in the,
I'm there now. It's very difficult for me to
Really,
be
it's
in
a
these
step
three.
beyond.
This is not my normal state, believe me.
okay, no,
The other ones are
but if
easier.
you're the guy, talk to us,
Yeah.
teach us.
Yeah, everything is like this. When you realize everything is in perfect, constant. Math is perfect. Perfect perfection. Perfection is perfect. I actually made this up. Someone was talking. I said, "Here it is. Perfect perfection is imperfection. Perfectionists will never find perfection because there's
Right.
perfect perfection is perfect imperfection.
Mhm.
Yeah, once you know that, everything changes.
Just like
I live that every day. I'm already there.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
wanted
this-
Alan to say how good that device is.
Oh, well,
He
you
has
talked
to-
about this
yeah.
Yeah.
device does the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the nutrients
And
in
he's
the
selling
water.
it at
And
his
we-
booth?
He's
And
selling it.
we were in Toronto and Michael Beckwith wouldn't eat anything without that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
he was waving it all over the table.
oh, yeah, you got one. I
We
remember
should get a
that.
testimony
Oh,
from him.
oh,
Yeah,
sorry. Oh,
should-
the
yeah.
light. I didn't know if you wanted.
Yeah, he's been using my stuff for a really long time.
And see if it tastes different.
So when you made this batch of Kool-Aid, did you do that with light?
Well, the silver will do the job. The light isn't really necessary because the silver's already charged.
All right, but it's an additive. You put it in the water and there it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Okay.
the light also heals the body if you have pains and aches and pains, you use it there.
Yeah, I had sciatica and it healed my leg.
I thought I healed your leg.
Yeah, you healed my leg.
Okay.
And but it was still like, it was still, I mean, it's still it is still here, but it's like the light really has been helping. Yeah. I mean, before I couldn't like move. I don't know if anyone's had sciatica pain.
Go.
So how much is it?
Oh yeah, we're very cheap. So the gel, which I passed out all the gels, is $60, which is extremely reasonable. I mean that should sell for a lot more for what it does. I had one guy, his wife bought it. They were kind of skeptical. He called me the next day. He said, "I think you're a voodoo witch doctor." I was like, "Why?" He said, "The woman I went to bed with, the one I woke up with is different. She's like looks significantly younger. I've never seen it." So that's the gel. The flask is $90. So that, I mean, you make your own energy drink forever. That's like a deal. And then the light is $250. Now we have a special going on here at the expo. You buy two, if you buy 2 flasks, you get a third one free.
What is in the flask? Like, I want to understand how.
The flask is just stainless steel. So of
But
course, stainless steel
Where's the
holds
frequency? Oh,
It's stored, it's imprinted in the stainless steel.
Oh.
So whatever this stainless steel comes, I'm getting the frequency just by holding it. So if you fill it with water and throw it in a bathtub or a swimming pool, it's going to emanate the frequency field in all of the water. So, and you can run it through X-rays at airport. They're not going to do anything. The only thing that will screw this up is a microwave oven. But it's fine going through an X-ray at an airport. Oh, the other thing this technology does is no more jet lag, altitude sickness, or hangovers. Like I flew from here. I had to do a meeting in Sweden, so actually I had to fly into Frankfurt, LA to Frankfurt. I got off the plane. These 12 people from Sweden were there. They happened to be in Frankfurt. They picked me up. They're like freaking out. They're like looking at me like I'm some alien. And then like, well, what's going on? They're like, look, we've been picking up people from America for like 30 years. We know what jet lag looks like. It looks like you just stepped out of a taxi cab down the road. You have 0 sign of jet lag. I was like, really? I was like, well, what's this jet lag thing like? Because I don't, it's like, when you're in this field, you don't have.
How long do you think the?
And where'd you use it, over your head or?
No, as a traveling, I just would do, this, I just treat, and then if you're driving or flying on a plane, just, there, because it's treating the blood as it's flowing around your body.
They don't give you a hard time through airport?
No, this goes right through.
How long do you think the water needs to sit in that flask?
It happens instantly.
How much you selling those for?
$250.
$250.
Okay.
You buy 2, you get 1 free. Now, if you want a lot of friends at a restaurant, do that.
Oh.
If you
But
hold
do
the
you
bu-
think it has to be pulsing to do it, or just it makes it fun?
proper etiquette of energy people will always tell you pulsed energy is actually always better. However,
Alan told me that.
since I'm like addict mentality, I want full power all the time. So,
Do you change the color to red, violet? green?
yeah, that's just traditional red light. It's going through there's actually, if you look in here, there's 5 diodes. So 2 are red light, 2 are the infrared, and the third one is the blue light, which do all nice things. There's a lot of documentation on the postcards and all the marketing material. We have a postcard for everything on all this stuff. However, the reason why I'm doing that is I wanted all the different lengths. So when you go, it's the first button is going to do all 5. So like the one there's 5 diodes in there. So each diode is going to go into a different depth. So it's going to go hit the surface of your skin all the way into the bone marrow. So the bone marrow is obviously where white blood cells are generated. So you want to get in the bone marrow. So when you have this, I just do all 5 because then you're doing the whole, like one, so it's like a depth meter. So one red light, if this is your skin and this is your bone marrow, the blue is the most surface, then one red here, the next red is gonna go there, infrared, so they each kind of go deeper till they go all the way, so you get everything covered.
Wow. Because it kills bacteria.
Well, we're really not, blue, they use that, but we're really not, that's not our interest. But yeah, it will help kill bacteria if you just do the blue. But you know, that we're energy junkies. So I think we've got to kind of wrap it up.
We appreciate your great work.
Again, thank you, JJ.
Thank you.
Shout out to Pittsburgh, yeah.